No woman with sense puts food on the table and walks away. No. You must kneel. Not small kneeling, full reverence. Then you say, "My lord, I have prepared this humble soup with enough obstacles with the 2,000 naira you gave to me in this economy to nourish your kingly body. Please, don't reject your servant's offering. Always let him feel smarter even if he googles wrong. 3. Never complain, only suffer beautifully. As an African woman, suffering is your destiny and you must be happy while at it. If you're sick, whisper it gently so he doesn't feel pressured. Just say, 'I have small malaria, but I've told my immune system to respect your peace.' If you're tired from chores, say, 'My legs are a bit heavy from honoring your name all day, but I will massage you first, my king.' You don't have any right to complain. You are a woman and that is what you are created to do. To live for the men. To suffer till your last breath. In the streets of TikTok and Instagram where gossip is currency and fashion is war, a new women's movement swept through like wildfire fueled by kerosene and drama. It was called the Shine Shine Ladies Club. A name that sounded like a beauty pageant but worked more like a soft cult for wives with kneeling mats and broken backs. It was founded by none other than Auntie Fun Maleo. A woman as beautiful as she was strategic. She had cheeks like Puff Puff and eyes like a tax inspector, always watching, always calculating. Auntie Fun Maleo is a woman who endured domestic and emotional abuse in marriage for years. She was married to Mr. Tolu. Tolu, a retired local government chairman with a belly that entered the room before him, believed a woman's role was to absorb pain and still say, "Thank you." He had fists that flew faster than his data bundle and a voice like thunder dipped in gin. Fun Maleo suffered in silence, until she couldn't, so she left her marriage with her 2 children. But one day she emerged on TikTok looking so beautiful and elegant. "Good morning, my beautiful queens. As a woman, remember that the only way to a man's heart is submission. Submit totally to him as your Lord and personal savior. Remember, your husband is your Lord and your master. If he slaps you, ask yourself, did I provoke him? If he cheats on you, ask yourself, do I dress sexy enough for him? Make out time to know his side chick, then study her and know what she does better than you. It doesn't matter if you have kids to take care of. Our mothers did it without complaints, so why should we complain? These men are like babies and must be pampered. Know it that it's your responsibility as a woman and a wife to keep your family together, and if anything goes wrong in your marriage, it's your fault. No matter the level of beating you get from your husband, he is only trying to teach and correct you, so you must bear it for the sake of your children. God hates divorce. We are not just wives, we are spiritual wives, destiny helpers, footmats of favor. Finally, it is better to die in your husband's house than to die as a single lady. Shine, Shine Women's Club. Our husband is our priority. The video went viral. A lot of people reposted it, especially men. Some reposted it gleefully with captions like, "Finally, a woman with sense." Some were asking her if she is single, as they would love to have a wife like her. Some reposted with, "Where are women like this hiding?" So many men were so happy, especially the Nigerian men. They felt happy because finally it's coming from a woman who seems to understand what being married to an African man is all about. It means slavery and suffering, and if you are not ready to suffer, then please remain in your father's house. Most women were not happy with the video. Some asked questions like, if it was easy to stay with an abusive husband, then why did she leave her home? The next day, Auntie Fun Maleo emerged again. This time she started with an apology to her ex-husband for leaving him. She said if she had known she wouldn't have left, and that is why she is advising women to stay in their marriages and manage no matter how bad it gets. She had testimonials from some other young ladies who are the members of her Shine Shine Ladies Club. The first lady testified, "My name is Anna. I was a top banking official before I got married to my lord, my husband. After our wedding I was promoted and I started to earn 4 times more than what my husband earned. My husband's ego was threatened. I was not supposed to earn more than him. So my husband told me to resign from work and become a full-time housewife, but I refused. My marriage was threatened, but after joining the Shine Shine Ladies Club I learned from Auntie Fumi's teaching that my husband is a man and his fragile ego needs to be massaged daily. So I quit my job and started to sell fresh tomatoes and vegetables in the market. My Lord prayed and blessed my business and it has been booming. I also gave all the other money in my account to my husband. Ever since then my marriage has been peaceful. This morning, I received a massive beating from my husband, but I know it was my fault. I didn't respect him enough and I didn't work hard enough to support him in taking care of us. Even when his brother slapped me last week I cried and wiped my face because I love my husband and my life is meaningless without him. And now he came back from work and bought me ice cream, pizza, and shawarma. I even count myself lucky that he apologized because men are not supposed to apologize. I am happy that I have him. Marriage is all that matters. Shine, shine, ladies. My husband is my priority. This very testimony shocked a lot of men. They couldn't believe that by just Auntie Funmi's teaching, a top banking official resigned to be a submissive wife. No, our wife must be part of this movement. They started to repost the video again with the tag "We want our mothers in our wives." Auntie Funmaleo continued, "My dear ladies, let me give you a few tips for a successful marriage. Serve his food like it's the Last Supper. No woman with sense puts food on the table and walks away. No. You must kneel. Not small kneeling, full reverence. Then you say, 'My lord, I have prepared this humble soup with enough obstacles with the 2,000 naira you gave to me in this economy to nourish your kingly body. Please, don't reject your servant's offering. Always let him feel smarter even if he googles wrong. 3. Never complain, only suffer beautifully. If you're sick, whisper it gently so he doesn't feel pressured. Just say, 'I have small malaria, but I've told my immune system to respect your peace.' If you're tired from chores, say, 'My legs are a bit heavy from honoring your name all day, but I will massage you first, my king.' You don't have any right to complain. You are a woman and that is what you are created to do. To live for the men. To suffer till your last breath. 4. Let him feel like the provider, even if you're the breadwinner. Contributed 80% of the rent, paid the school fees? Still say, 'Thank you for being the pillar of this house.' 5. Do the chores like it's an Olympic sport. Shine, shine, women don't need maids. You'll cook, clean, raise 3 kids, run a business, and still serve him cold water with your last breath. 6. Never say you're tired, just collapse with grace. Tired? That's rebellion. Instead, say, 'My back is singing, but your love strengthens me.' 7. He's your first child, treat him accordingly. Wash his boxers. Pack his lunch. Call him baby even if he's pushing 50 with a pot belly and zero ambition. If your lord says you don't deserve luxury even when he is giving it all to his side chick, my sister, go and buy okrika and wear it. You are a wife and suffering should be your mantra. If he doesn't have money for wigs, go and cut your hair. As a wife your head doesn't deserve wigs. It's used for carrying loads. Most importantly, as a woman you have failed if you allow your husband to flush the toilet after using. It's your duty as a wife to clean his mess. Like how do you even expect your king to clean after himself? In fact, once he is done using the toilet, get tissue paper and wipe his butt. Remember, if you don't, he might have like 20 women waiting for you to mess up so they could take your place. Man is the ultimate price, my sisters. Stay in your marriage because the street is cold and lonely. Then Auntie Funmaleo launched her Shine Shine Ladies online club. Dear African men, if you want your wife to be submissive to you just like your mothers were to your fathers, then worry no more. The Shine Shine Ladies Club is here to make the job easy for you. All you need is to register her with the sum of 100,000. Then go and sleep and let me do the work for you. Even if she refuses to be registered, just pay the money, then send me her phone number and allow me to continue from there. But here's the twist. Behind the filters and soft music, Auntie Funmaleo was no fool. She wasn't trying to save marriages. No. She had discovered a booming market. Men who loved obedient wives. She was cashing out with the patriarchy. Emeka watched Auntie Funmaleo's videos with much attention. Again he went through her comments section and saw a good number of men hailing her, while some testified of the changes they saw in their wives since her classes started. There were comments like, "Auntie Funmaleo, tell them, all these girls that don't know that if you want to enjoy, you must suffer with the man to show yourself worthy of enjoyment." Emeka couldn't believe his eyes. Is this possible, he said to himself. Hurriedly he paid for the class for his wife. He doesn't want to hear that the class is full. But he knows that Amaka is so stubborn and wouldn't even give the class an attempt. As the flyer said, one-on-one section with Auntie Funmaleo 50,000 naira. So Emeka also paid for one-on-one sections. During the section he poured out his heart to Funmaleo. Before I married Amaka, she was a very successful businesswoman. She sells ladies' bags and footwear online and she has a shop in the market. After our wedding, her business doubled and her income tripled. She started traveling to different countries to buy goods. My mother called me and warned that women with Amaka's business mindset do not make good wives, and soon she would become very wealthy and would stop respecting me. Soon I started to see what my mother was talking about. Amaka stopped to respect me. Even when I told her that she should be washing my clothes, she told me that I am not a baby and she didn't come for a house girl job. I secretly prayed that her business collapsed, but instead it continued to grow. One day my younger brother in anger slapped her because he finished eating and Amaka refused to take out his plates. Do you know what my wife did? She didn't fight him, she didn't even report to me when I came back. The next morning as early as 6 a.m. some policemen arrived at my house and carried my brother. He stayed in their custody for 3 days. My brother nearly died with the level of beating they gave him. It was God that saved his life. Then she took in and had serious complications during the pregnancy and after delivery. She stopped her business. I made sure that I sold off everything in her shop before she recovers. Her father became sick and that sickness ate deep into her pocket. Now she is back and wants to go back to business. I have told her that I don't want her doing business, she should stay at home and raise my son, but she refused. I want her to be a submissive wife, I want her to obey me. I want her to see me as her husband and her priority. Mr. Emeka, from all that you have said, it's very obvious that your wife would be a very hard nut to crack, so she would be part of my special students that I would tutor myself. For this you would have to pay another 100,000 for my special coaching. Immediately Emeka transferred the money, hoping that he would get the results he craved for. Amaka was sleeping when her phone rang. She picked it and it was Funmaleo. For hours they talked about her ordeal with her husband Emeka. Funmaleo assured her that she can trust her, and so Amaka told her her story. For the past year that I have been at home, Emeka has not given me money to do my hair or buy new clothes. He couldn't even help me with any amount to take care of my father. 2 days ago, he told me that he couldn't afford 5,000 naira for me to braid my hair, and so I should cut it. I am tired and confused. I know how much I have put into his business to boost it since we got married, but now that I am trying to start up again he has refused to help me. His mother too is not helping matters. While I was sick, he sold off all the goods in my shop and rented my shop to someone else without telling me. Amaka cried. Funmaleo was shocked. She couldn't believe that a man who couldn't give his wife 5,000 naira to take care of her hair just paid 250,000 naira to teach his wife submission. Amaka, what do you want? Auntie Funmaleo asked her. I want to start up my business. I am done with this marriage because I can't be living with my enemy. Once I am able to raise some money for my business I would leave this marriage. How much do you need for a start? About 2 million will do. Amaka, do you think your husband can afford such an amount of money? Yes, he can, and even more. Good. Amaka, all you need to do is to work with me. Follow my lead and in no time you will leave Emeka in peace with more than enough money to start your business. Auntie Funmaleo had a plan with Amaka. For a start he sent her 200,000 out of the money Emeka sent to her. That week, Amaka became a submissive wife. She served Emeka his food on her knees, she would wash his clothes with her hands and iron them. She had cornrows on her head. She even washed his car, but she still talked about her business. Emeka was impressed. He called Auntie Funmaleo and expressed his happiness, but also complained about her talking about her business. Auntie Funmaleo assured him that it was just a matter of time and everything would be smooth for him. She charged him another 200,000 for masterclass on submission. Amaka woke up one morning and told her husband of her intention of going into another business. Which business? Emeka asked in anger. I want to start grinding pepper and corn for women. But I wouldn't be doing it in the market. I would love to find a shop along the street for my business. Emeka smiled within himself. So I don't know if you can help me with money to buy the grinding machines. For a start I would need like 2 machines and 1 manual one. How much is the machine? He asked her with smiles on his face. He even started to praise her. Yes, my baby. This is the woman I married, not Amaka, who was always traveling from one country to another claiming to be a big woman and enjoying luxury. I know Auntie Funmaleo must have taught you that luxury is not for a married woman. Auntie Funmaleo is selling the machine and she assured us that she sells the original. My lord, Amaka said as she knelt down. I know you wouldn't want to give me the money, so you can send it to Auntie Funmi directly. At the shop, Emeka called Funmaleo and she told him that the machines were fake and that she painted it to make it look new. Her goal is that any woman that buys it would suffer and wouldn't make any profit from it, and at the end of the day she would still crawl back to you for survival and you would always shout at her and call her a failure. Emeka was so happy about this. Auntie Funmaleo couldn't believe that a man could be this happy over his wife's failure. She charged him 500,000 for each of the machines and he paid. Auntie Funmaleo also requested that he give Amaka some money to rent a shop, but Emeka sent the money directly to Funmaleo instead of giving the money to his wife. Every morning Amaka would leave the house to go to her workplace. Emeka would sometimes go there to see her with smiles on his face. He was always happy whenever he saw her sweating and suffering under the hot sun attending to her customers. Look at her, let me see how and where you would see AC to enjoy all in the name of business. After about 3 weeks, Auntie Funmaleo called Emeka and informed him that the money he paid had expired and he needed to pay again. But this time there was an increase. Emeka was not happy with the fact that he needed to make another payment. His only consolation is that he was getting the exact result he wanted. Emeka made another payment for Amaka's submission. His wife is now very submissive. She is suffering and enjoying it. She would go to her shop and after all the stress she would come home and prepare his best meal, wash his clothes and take care of their son. She no longer asks him to help with any house chores at all. Emeka went to work one day and came home to an empty house. Amaka was gone with their son, and left a note for him. In anger he called Auntie Funmaleo. "Young man, you should be happy she spared your life. Wait, what were you thinking? That I would help you mistreat a woman who had done you no wrong? Anyway, every penny you sent to the Shine Ladies Club was used to fund your wife's new business. Go to her Instagram and Facebook page to see for yourself. Look at you, all you need is a slave, not a wife. You will learn and it will be hard way. Get the hell out of my phone." Emeka screamed and cried. He couldn't believe he has been scammed. This story is a powerful reminder that love should never hurt, and submission should never mean suffering. To women, know your worth. You are not created to be used, abused, or broken. Strength is not in how much pain you can endure but in how boldly you can choose freedom, healing, and a better life for yourself and your children. Do not let the fear of judgment or lack of support keep you bound in cycles of abuse. Speak up, seek help, and remember, leaving a harmful situation is not weakness, it's wisdom. To men, being a man is not about dominance or control. True manhood is shown in love, responsibility, protection, and respect. A woman is not your servant, nor your punching bag. She is your partner, not your property. If you were raised with the mindset that a woman's pain is your power, it's time to unlearn that. Real men build, they do not break. Let this story be a mirror to our society where silence often fuels suffering and a call to change. Families thrive where there is peace, respect, and compassion. We must all do better. Thank you for listening to my story. I am Amaka of Amaka's Folktales. If you are coming across my channel for the first time, please subscribe to my channel to support my growth. To my subscribers, thank you so much for your massive support. I don't take this for granted. I really appreciate you all. Do not forget to put on your notification bell for more interesting stories from Amaka's Folktales. See you next time.